girls, what is up? Thank you so much for once again stopping back by. I really do hope that you will enjoy today's video so that you can keep coming back for more, baby. So this is the first 2021 video, first and foremost, and we are going to be doing a Q&A. I did post on my Instagram. If you don't not follow me so that you are updated, baby. I did post on my Instagram, I think 3 days ago, that you guys should ask me questions that I'm going to be answering here on YouTube. This is my very first video of this kind. It's my very first video where I'm going to be doing my face while chit-chatting. So if this is all over the place, do bear with me, please, child. If you're interested in seeing how I got this face and hearing all the questions that you guys asked, do keep watching. I am not going to be answering every single question. I just picked out 10 because obviously I don't want to make this extremely long. Some of the questions are relatively the same, so I just kind of combined everything into one question. Before we get into the Q&A, I recently turned 23 years old. Intention was to vlog my birthday weekend, but then child, I got so busy, I got so all over the place, I did not vlog at all, and my heart is aching. But I did take some snaps. I'm just going to include them here so that you guys can kind of see what I looked like and how it went down, and then we're gonna get straight into the video. I really do hope that you enjoy. Don't forget to like, to comment, and subscribe. Thank you guys for 2K subscribers. I'm so happy, and I'm so grateful. Mwah. If I'm looking this side, just know that there's a mirror, so yeah, I am gonna be kinda sometimes looking this side to see what I'm doing. So the first question is, how old are you? So you would have seen at the beginning of this vlog, you would have seen at the beginning of this video, on like my birthday celebration clip, that it was recently my birthday, like 3 days ago. So I just turned 23. So I'm using this Essence You Better Work primer. Yeah, so that's how old I am. The second question is, I have all my questions this side, so just in case if you see me, there's a lot going on in this video. The second question is, would you rather act for TV or theater? Honestly, I get this question a lot. I feel like a lot of people always ask me this question, and the answer is, I'd rather act for both. Honestly, I never want to get to a point where I'm only acting on TV or I'm only acting for theater. I always want to act for both. One of the major reasons for that is the fact that I honestly feel like, this is a personal opinion, that proper acting, or like not proper, but rather real, like hardcore, if that's what you would want to call it, acting is done in theater. I feel like when it gets to TV, there's a lot of processing that is done. There's a lot of things that are added to make it look like what it looks like when we watch it. Whereas theater, it's a one-shot thing. It's either you get it right the first time or you don't, because you can't retake anything when the audience is already there. If you've missed something, you move on. So I really feel like the adrenaline of acting is really found in theater. So for that reason, I am a person who is really in love with the whole acting thing. I would never want to stop acting for theater. However, sustainability and money and just being able to live comfortably is found on TV, because that's where more jobs are. I mean, there's so many channels. There's SABC, there's Mzansi, there's Mnet. The list goes on and on. There's Netflix, Showmax. So there's a lot more work opportunities on the TV industry rather than theater, where you only hear about what 5 shows a year. So yeah, so for Pila, I definitely want to go for TV, so that obviously I can sustain. But for the adrenaline, I never want to quit theater. So I hope that answers your question. The third question is, what's your take on dating someone with kids? Would you date someone with children? You see, this one is a very I grew up in a marriage where one party came with kids, not a kid, kids, and the other party was just beginning a family with this partner. So obviously I can't tell you which party came with kids between my parents, but I grew up witnessing stepchildren. I grew up witnessing everything that comes with izingane zangaphandle, if that you would want to call it, if that's what you would want to call it. So personally, it's a preference. Ukuthi, I would not date someone who has kids, because I honestly feel like when you date for the potential of marrying. Or at least me, and at this age that I am, I'd never date someone I don't see any future with, because then what am I doing? You know, senzani. So as a preference, because of the things that I've witnessed, and it's just a preference, I'd rather someone who does not. However, would I date someone with kids? Yes, I would, because I feel like kids are a blessing, and I can never crucify anyone for their past. I can never now not fall in love with someone just because ngithi unezingane, you know. I think when you date someone with kids, you basically accept the kids. You basically accept them and everything they come with. So you don't differentiate the two. If you're loving the man with kids, you also love him with his kids. Doesn't matter if you've met the kids or you haven't met them yet. But the minute, it doesn't need to get to marriage first before you accept and you love them. Even when the minute you agree to date someone who has a kid, you are saying, yes, I'm going to love your kids. I'm going to play the part. I'm going to be there. There's no your kids, I don't have any kids, it's our kids. So I honestly feel like if you do make a choice, because dating is a choice, who you date, how you date them, do they have kids, do they not have kids, that is all something that is optional. That is all something that we are all given a choice to partake in. So if the minute you put yourself in that situation, you take everything with the person. So I don't know if that answers your question, but preferably no, I would not want to date someone who has kids. But if they do and I've fallen in love with them, it is absolutely fine. There's this saying that my mom has been talking to me about lately, Uguti, you are not 100% ever. Like, we all have flaws as people. So the person that you date has to accept those flaws about you. So you also can't expect 100% from a person. As long as umuntu eno 80% of the things that you require and the things that you want out of a person, you're good to go. So you will never find a person who's 100%. As long as there's the 80% in a person, you can work with that someone. You can build with that someone. So yes, I would most definitely date someone with kids, even though the preference is not to, because I don't have any kids. So obviously it would be a miracle if, you know, we both starting our new fresh family. Next question is, watching your channel has inspired me to start my own. What advice would you give someone who wants to start? I honestly thought about making a video specifically just on this, but I am going to answer the question nonetheless. If you do want to see a detailed video, you will drop it down below and then we can do that. So what advice would I give to someone who wants to start a channel? Honestly, the best advice and probably the most cliche advice would be to start with whatever you have, whatever equipment, whatever background. I mean, it's been a year since I've started my channel and I'm still not entirely I wouldn't say happy, because then I would be taking away the grace that God has given me. I wouldn't say I'm not happy with my channel, but I still don't have all the things that I would want to have. But I'm happy. I'm generally okay. Very, very grateful for the progress that I've made. The most important thing about having a channel is knowing what you want to do on the channel. It's knowing the content that you want to create and why do you want to create it. So I always say, Gutimina, as long as you figured out the why part, why do you want to have a channel? you are good to go and you know what you want to create. I always say another easy way of creating a channel or having a channel that's going to be easy for you to be consistent and maintain is to create content on something that you really enjoy. Create content on something that is part of your everyday life. For instance, it is not hard for me to create acting content because I'm an actress. 90% of the time I'm acting, 90% of the time I'm doing something related to acting. So it's very effortless for me to just grab my camera or my phone and create acting content. If you're a makeup artist, creating a beauty channel where it's predominantly makeup would be something easy, because half the time you're doing people's faces, half the time you are doing your own face. What makes consistency hard is when you're just doing a channel, like a random channel. So you do makeup because you see people doing makeup, but you only wear makeup once a month. So how are you going to be consistent? So it's when you have to literally set time apart in order for you to create content that it becomes hard. But if it's part of your everyday life, so if you're a person who is a gym fanatic, create a gym channel. If you love cooking, create a cook channel, because it's something you do all the time, so you're not going to struggle with what to do next. And there's an enough audience for everyone. That's another thing. I know when I was starting out my channel, I'd always wonder, oh, my contact lens. I would always wonder who's gonna watch my acting content, like who's interested in acting. But I was like, you know what? This is what I want to do, and I'm gonna do it. Like, if you want to create content, create content. Okunye no kunye, in terms of the audience, in terms of the numbers, it'll figure itself out. But you're definitely going to have an audience that is for you, as long as you know the type of content that you are producing and you are very intentional about it. You are very purposeful about the content that you produce. You're going to be fine. So that's the advice that I would give. The next one is money important in a relationship? Would you date a broke person? Ooh. You guys, like, I'm going to be honest, right? I'm going to be dead honest. I'm going to be real honest. Money is important. Money is important everywhere, not just in a relationship. Impilo nje iyodwa, guys, imali. Like, name me one thing that you can do without money. Like, because I can't think of anything. I can't figure out a single thing that you can do without money. So the cost of living on its own is money, you know, and a relationship as well. Like, honestly, guys, a relationship with money is a lot more happier, is a lot more peaceful compared to a relationship that doesn't have money. Not to say money makes the relationship, or there is no relationship without money, but it becomes a lot more easier when there's money involved. Things become more sufficient. You guys get to do things. I mean, we need to go out, we need to, there's just so much. Even chips, we need to drink something, we need to, the cost of living. I don't want to pull apart a relationship in general, because I feel like everything needs, even friendship needs money, even guys, everything needs money. So do I think money is important? Definitely. Do I think money is important in a relationship? Definitely. Do I think it should be one-sided though? No. That's the part that I don't think it should be one party that's coming in with the money, you know. But your question was, is it important? So let me just stick to that. Yes, it is important. Would I date a broke person? It depends what you mean by broke. I think for me, if you had elaborated this question more to broke, like, because if you look tata just vaguely, being broke means you don't have money, ne? And a situation for most people is temporary. Everybody starts off without money. Everybody starts off with just a something they want to do that's going to bring them money. So for me, as long as I know that your tomorrow won't be like this, we can talk, we can work something out. However, I have a problem with someone who's internally poor, someone who I can't see this person 3 years from now out of a situation. That's the kind of person I wouldn't date. But if you associating being broke with a person who is working on a business plan, with the person who's just starting out their business, with the person who's just graduated or just in university, or is, if there's a dream that is tangible to you, that you can hold, that you can see, that you can express to me, that I can also see, then we're good to go. That person is not broke. That person is just in a temporary situation, which everyone has been in, unless if you were a lucky kid. Okay, so I can't seem to find my contouring powder, so I'm just going to use my pen for my brows to contour. I also do this actually sometimes, but right now the intention was to use the powder, and I can't find it. Sorry about this. And I can't find it, so this is just my tripod bag. I can't find it, so we move. The next question is, this one was like a question slash advice, but I'm just gonna read it out to you guys, and I don't know if I should answer it, or because it was like an advice type of thing, but I am gonna try to comment rather. It says, you are an amazing actress, writer, and director. Thank you. If you don't get a job now, please work with videotech students where you will practice, where you will produce, write, direct, and possibly act. Ubangeni. Okay, so first of all, thank you so much for the compliment. I really appreciate it. And then the part that says, if you don't get a job now, first of all, when I get local is not even up to me. That is up to God and timing. If I don't get a job now, I should work with videotech students. Okay, so I'm graduating this year. Yeah, I have worked with videotech. So this comes from a person who is, she's a second year. Yeah, she's a second year this year. So it comes from a person who kind of knows my work, or parts of my work. So she knows me personally, hence why she's witnessed my work, hence why she was able to compliment about the writer, being a director, and the acting part. So being in drama school for 3 years, go back on a videotech students. This is for people who don't know. So there's a drama department, there's a videotech photography, fashion, which makes the art faculty. So we obviously get different assignments, and part of the assignment my videotech students is to shoot a film. So they come and ask drama students, which is us, to shoot with them. It's a very nice way to practice acting for the camera. It's a very nice way to get used to the camera and get used to a crew, because now they're somewhat professional in their own way, because that's what they taught. They're part of the crew. So understanding what a slate is, how a slate is called, when is your cue to start acting, you really do get that experience. And anyone who's in drama school and has the opportunity to work with videotech students, I definitely recommend. So I understand where you're coming from, love. However, I've always been a person of goals and timing. By timing, I'm also a person who sets time. For the next 5 years or for the next 2 years, ngila, this is what I'm going to be doing. And I've acquired what I want to acquire in the time frame that I've placed. I will no longer be doing this. I will now seek for something new. And if God hasn't opened that something new, I will not stay in this comfort zone that I already know. I'll work to get the new thing, or I will wait until I get it. So I think I'm at that point. I've done the whole videotech thing. I've done it, I've enjoyed it, I've loved it, it has helped me, but now I need something else. I need to move on. So as much as I understand where you're coming from, and I think it's amazing advice, it's probably advice I'd also give to someone who's still in drama school, or someone who's starting out, or like a person who needs that experience. But for me, I think I've acquired what I've needed to acquire when it comes to videotech students. Now, don't get me wrong, there's so many things that I would still do, because I'm still very far from where I need to be. So there's a lot that I would still do. However, there's a lot that I wouldn't do anymore, because I've been doing for the past, 7 years of me acting. So yeah, I hope that kinda like not really answers you, because you were not looking for an answer, but I hope that comment makes sense. The next one is, I used to enjoy your show on the Lunchtime Fix so much. You are literally my favorite radio persona. Why did you stop radio? If not, what radio station are you currently working for? I miss listening to you. Child, I didn't stop radio. I didn't stop radio. Thank you so much. I really do miss radio. Now that you've touched on radio, you've actually touched something very close to my heart, something that is very emotional to me, because I honestly miss radio so much. I haven't stopped radio. I'm working on getting a commercial spot on radio, because it goes back to the last question, which I'm a person who sets time frames. I do something for a specific time and then I let it go, and then I go on to something new. So when she's speaking about the lunchtime fix, she's talking about a show that I recently did. It was a 1 to 3 p.m. slot every single day on weekdays, and I had that slot at Radio DUT for the past 2 years. 2 years. Prior to Radio DT, I was working at other radio stations, but which are, what do I call this? Which are community radio stations. So basically, they're not commercial. They're not stations that will pay you as much as you deserve. If they do pay you, it's just going to be a stipend. So it's like the foundation phase of radio. It's where all the big radio stars started, and then you grow from that. So I was working at Radio DT, which is the show that you are talking about, and then the pandemic happened. When the pandemic happened, we had to stop. The radio station closed down, and that's how I got off radio. So I didn't just like voluntarily stop. The pandemic happened, but child, as soon as I'm back on radio, you'll know. Okay, you will know. The next question is, okay, this powder is messing me up so much. The next question is, what is your take on marriage? Do you want to get married someday? I feel like you guys are asking me such serious questions. Like, child, what is happening? What is happening? So I'm just going to leave this powder here while I let the glue on my lashes dry. Okay, so answering the question. What's my take on marriage? Marriage is a beautiful thing. I can't take that away from it. Do I want to get married? When the time is right, with the right person. It's not a priority in my life. It's not something I'm like, I need to get married by 30. This needs to happen. If it does not happen, if God is not if it's not what God has planned out for my life, I'm absolutely okay with that. But yes, it's a beautiful thing. I think every woman wants to settle down someday, wants to have something stable, wants to have a home to come to, wants to have a person to build with, to rely on, to trust. So I think marriage is a beautiful thing. I can't take it away from it. However, when you don't have your own things yet. So for me, yes, it's something I will welcome one day should it come, but it's solely reliant on where I am in life. Like now, how? As much as I'm not trying to take matters into my own hands, I'm not trying to dictate God's timing, but I know I don't want to get married now. It's not something that I feel like I'm physically, mentally, financially ready for. But yeah, I do. My take on it is it's beautiful as long as it's at the right timing, with the right person, for the right reasons. Then yeah. The next one is, please help me find my purpose. Everything about you is so purposeful. How were you able to find your purpose so early in life? Honestly, there's no manual to this. There's honestly no, oh my guys, look at what just happened. I just plugged out my lash. And this one is my favorite one. So now I need to throw them away. Oh my gosh, look at, I don't know if you can see, but look at, crap shit, man. That is a very profound question. And when I speak for me and how I found my purpose, honestly, it was grace. I didn't do anything. I didn't pray a different prayer. I didn't even know at that time that this was my purpose, if you get what I'm saying. So honestly, for me, it was just grace. It was just handed to me. Now, it's not the case for everyone else. Some people go through so much to find their purpose, or they actively need to be in search in order to find their purpose, and it's okay. I think the greatest advice or response that I'd give to that is pray about it. Ask God, why did you bring me here? Like, bluntly ask it. Just like how I'm asking, why am I here? Why did you bring me on this earth? What do you want to do with me? Why am I here? That's the question you need to ask him, and then he's going to reveal it. There's going to be things that are going to come, things that are going to happen, things that you're going to see, things that are going to be there to reveal your purpose to you. Take time to yourself, pay attention to yourself, pay attention to the things you like, pay attention to the things that you do effortlessly. Pay attention to yourself, make time for self. I don't know if you get me, but I think that's another way of discovering purpose, or even when you've discovered your purpose, going in depth with, I know this is where you want me to be, but what exactly do you want me to be doing here? So there's a lot of levels to purpose. You know, there's a lot of layers that you uncover as you go, that you uncover as you grow, that you uncover with experience. But I think the basis of it is pray about it, spend time with yourself. There will be answers. And the last question is, what keeps you motivated and grounded even when things aren't going your way? Honestly, what keeps me motivated is my support system, my family. Like, my family is everything in the world. So honestly, they're the ones that keep me going and keep me inspired and keep me motivated. And then I think obviously God being the center of everything, including my family, because you know, you don't pick your family, you don't choose your family, you don't choose how they view things, you don't choose how much they push you or discourage you. Zonke lezo zinto are gifts from God. It's a gift if you have a family that supports you. Not everyone has that. It's a gift if you have family that appreciates you. Not everyone has that. It's a gift if you have a family that believes in your dreams. Not everyone has that. So it's things like that that I look at. Even when things aren't going my way, I look at these little things to be grateful for. I still have a mom, I still have a dad, I have such amazing things going on, I have such amazing people, friends, I have a shelter, I have a channel. There's just so much to be grateful for. And I think for me, all of that is grace that keeps me motivated, that keeps me grounded, that keeps me hopeful. Luguti, at some point I didn't have all of this. There's so much I didn't have. Now I can years. So I think it's that kind of channels me into staying grounded all the time. It's my faith. And then yeah, like I mentioned, my extraordinary family keeps me grounded. Okay, I just need to fix my hair, moisturize my lips, and then we are done. Okay, so I'm using this hair rescue, restore, and care from clicks. This is what I use to revive my wigs. Guys, I'm not snoop panty, but okay, like I flat. The last question is this one. When I saw, I was like, Mara. Anyway, the question says, are you lesbian? Or the question is, what's your sexuality? Are you lesbian, straight, or bi? I date whoever makes me happy at that time. I hope that answers your question. I'm not gay, I'm not straight, I'm not lesbian, if a person is the person I want to be with at that time, we are good to go. I'm just gonna go off camera, fix myself, like fix my hair. Okay guys, so this is it. This is my everyday look. Honestly, if I want to have it like glammed up, I'll pop on lashes. If I don't want to have it so glammed up, I'll just remove lashes and we are good to go. I actually enjoyed making this video. I actually do feel a bit more cheered up. Today is my late best friend's birthday. It's been 10 years since she passed. 10 years, yeah, this year. So I woke up feeling a bit cranky, feeling down. I'm always down on the 13th of January, but honestly, creating this video has helped me to cheer up a little bit. This was the first video of 2021. I really did enjoy the whole Q&A kind of vibe. I think I'm going to be doing this a lot more often. I am going to be doing an assumptions tag soon. If you don't follow me on Instagram, do follow me so that you will know when I post the assumption thingamabob, and then you guys can post all those assumptions, and then you can come right here on YouTube and have fun. But for now, you definitely are a star. Thank you so much for once again stopping back by. I will see you on my next video. I love you. Bye.